WGAL News 8 at noon starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Susan Shapiro. It's a frigid day here in the Susquehanna Valley, and the wind is making it feel even colder. Meteorologist Mike Susko is here with more on the impact day today.
Good afternoon, Susan. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, we saw those wind chill values below zero across the area this morning. It got a little bit better as the sun comes up, but still quite cold as you step outside here, including in Gettysburg right now. We got the sun shining. The wind's a little bit on the breezy side with the flag there at times. Here's a look at the current wind chill values. We're still in the single digits. 3 degrees is what it feels like in Lewistown, 7 in Harrisburg, just 4 degrees in Lebanon, and 11 in New York, and that's the warmest it feels like across the area here. As we go through the afternoon, we will continue to see a Storm Team Live Radar Network with plenty of sunshine and staying dry. It's just going to be cold as we go through the next couple of hours, for next 12 hours or so. High around 22, but notice the wind chill values not really changing much here as we go through the afternoon and evening. But notice how that line does get closer to the temperature as we go towards tonight. That's because the winds will calm down, so the wind chill effect will not be as strong as we go into tonight and tomorrow morning. We are also watching the potential for some snow over the weekend. This is not a slam dunk, but we will let you know the latest track and what we do know coming up here in a little bit, Susan.
All right, thank you, Mike. Rolling stops will take place today on Interstate 81 in Franklin County because of nearby blasting. PennDOT says the rolling stops near Chambersburg are a safety precaution for blasting at a residential development. The rolling stops can last up to 15 minutes in both directions of I-81 from exit 17 Walker Road to exit 20 Route 997 Scotland. The U.S. Supreme Court is taking up a high-profile gun rights case today. At issue is a law from Hawaii that bans guns on private property unless the property owner allows them. News 8's Rachel Hersheimer reports from our Washington bureau.
The Supreme Court is weighing a strict law in Hawaii that bans people from carrying guns in certain parts of the state. Currently in Hawaii, guns are banned on private property unless the property owner says they are allowed either verbally or has it posted on a sign. Now, the plaintiffs argue that violates their Second Amendment rights. They say that most property owners do not put up signs saying they allow guns for fear of scaring off customers. Now, Hawaii is arguing it already loosened its concealed carry permit regulations that align with the High Court's 2022 ruling. Everytown, a gun safety group, says if the Supreme Court sides with the plaintiffs, it would essentially impose a national mandate that guns are allowed in private businesses open to the public by default. An attorney for the plaintiffs say if the challengers win, businesses would still be able to take extra steps to prohibit guns on their property. In Washington, I'm Rachel Hersheimer.
The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to hear arguments tomorrow in the case the case of President Trump's attempt to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook over allegations of mortgage fraud. Fed Chair Jerome Powell plans to attend the hearing. The court allowed Cook to remain in office in October as it prepared to hear arguments. She denies any wrongdoing and warned that a ruling in favor of the administration would negatively impact the central bank's independence as well as the stability of financial markets. Politically motivated violence has happened in many parts of the nation. Lawmakers, including Governor Shapiro, judges, and activists have been targeted, sometimes with deadly results. NBC's Sam Brock has more.
This morning, an urgent manhunt in Indiana after a judge and his wife were shot inside their home.
Additional units is possibly going to be a shooting.
State Court Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly are both now recovering in stable condition. Police found shotgun casings at the couple's home in Lafayette, Indiana, and a 911 dispatch describing the terrifying events on Sunday.
They advised there was a knock on the door. Someone advised we have your dog, and then a shot came through the door. They don't know who shot him.
While authorities are investigating, the shooter is still at large. Meyer had served as a city council member and ran for office as a Democrat. He recently announced his upcoming retirement from the bench. Now the Chief Justice of the state sounding the alarm, saying in a statement, quote, "I worry about the safety of all of our judges any violence against a judge or a judge's family is completely unacceptable. It comes as multiple judges have been killed at their homes in recent years amid an uptick in political violence targeting public figures, including the shooting of Charlie Kirk, the firebombing of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home, and the assassination of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. That alleged shooter also injuring Senator John Hoffman at his home, according to authorities. Hoffman opening up this week.
One bullet I saw come through the door actually hit me here. This one was 2 millimeters from my heart.
Now calling for unity against the threats.
It's not about me. It's about what we do collectively.
While back in Indiana, the community coming together, Kimberly Meyer acknowledging the outpouring of support and saying, quote, "Everyone has been so kind and compassionate."
A protest is planned tomorrow for Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy's visit to Pennsylvania. A chapter of the political group Individual in Pennsylvania's 10th district says it's organizing the counter-protest on the Capitol steps. The Susquehanna County Republicans say Kennedy will hold a Make America Healthy Again rally tomorrow morning at the state capitol rotunda, and News 8 will be there. Happening today, 2 high schools in the Susquehanna Valley are turning a basketball rivalry into a good cause. Cedar Cliff and Mechanicsburg area high schools are combining school spirit, sports, and literacy for the Dr. Seuss Book Challenge. They play tonight and will be collecting new Dr. Seuss books for children at Penn State Health Children's Hospital.
I hope we get a lot of books, and I hope people show up and make it a good cause. We did have a tough loss last night, so we're hoping to bounce back today. We have a tough game today, so we're all coming ready to play.
And donations are being accepted at this week's games and at both schools' main offices. The City of York plans to start a youth council committee. The committee will be an advisory board for high school age students. City leaders say the initiative will help students get involved in local government. The committee will be introduced tonight at City Council chambers at 5:30. On the anniversary of his second inauguration, President Trump is heading to the World Economic Forum in Davos. He plans to use a key address tomorrow to lay out his plans to make housing more affordable. But headlines about the president's push to acquire Greenland threatened to overshadow his proposals. Before leaving for the conference, the president again addressed the future of Greenland.
Well, I don't think they're going to push back too much. Look, we have to have it. They have to have this done. They can protect it. Denmark, they're wonderful people. And I know the leaders are very good people, but they don't even go there. And, you know, because the boat went there 500 years ago and then left, that doesn't give you title to property.
The European Union's top official has described President Trump's planned new tariffs over Greenland as, quote, a mistake, especially between long-standing allies.